Hi, everyone. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to look at a musical instrument, and I'm going to think of the guitar or the ukulele as my inspiration piece, but you can choose a different instrument if you want. And what we're going to do is we're going to think about its shape, and you could draw the whole instrument, or you can think about how could you make that abstract where it kind of looks like we know it's a guitar, but we're seeing it from a couple of different angles. So I'm going to just show you the shape of a guitar first. So you know that we've talked about the shapes of things. So if I think about this, it's bigger at the bottom than it is at the top. And I kind of go around, I could go, whoa, it's almost like the number 8. And then if I did it like that, I probably wouldn't have room for the handle and the top part of the guitar, but it would look something like that. And then it would have the strings that come all the way down. So you could look at a photograph. I'll show you some photographs of guitars. And it connects on a piece down here. I'm going to ask my friends, the music teachers, the names of those. It has a hole behind it that helps make the sound. And that could be my guitar. I could even draw the side of the guitar like that. But we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take a part of the guitar. We know we have an upside down shape, and then it gets bigger here, kind of like our penguin. And then we have the handle. Could be a violin so far, a ukulele, right? So all that, we're going to take pieces of it and we're going to fit it on our paper. It's going to look something like this when we're all finished. We're going to have guitar pieces overlapping, going on top of each other, repeating those lines, repeating to see what we come up with when we create our guitar pieces. So I'm going to think about making a piece of it like this, almost like I'm grabbing up the corner of it, kind of like our close-up flowers. And maybe you'll notice part of that hole of the flower. And then maybe I'm going to make another piece that's here. And it's going to go on top of, and maybe the hole is here. I'm going to flip my paper around, and I'm going to do maybe one more. Sorry about the noisy dogs. They love to bark when they hear people outside. Kind of like our snowman, right? And maybe the circle there. And then I might make some strings coming down. Or maybe I want to show you the handle underneath. Oh, so many different parts, but I'm going to draw it from lots of different angles. Maybe this one's going to have most of the top showing. Like this, and then it has that rectangle kind of shape on the top, and it has those twisty things there to make the sound, make the strings tighter. I'm overlapping it all because I just want it to be a beautiful, beautiful design. Maybe my strings come like this. And at first you're going to say, that is so much going on. But the beauty of it is that it's abstract. It doesn't have to look like the real thing. It kind of is making it a little bit more fantasy-like. Like I have a whole pile of guitars where I'm looking at my guitars through a whole selection of, I don't know, maybe like a mirror, a broken glass. There we go. I'm sorry about the dogs. They love to bark. There we go. That's Johnny. I think he hears the mailman. He gets very excited for the mailman. I don't know if the mailman gets very excited for him. All right, and now let's say I'm doing mine and I go, wow, that's so much. Maybe I don't want so many lines. Could I leave it out? I could leave out parts. Maybe I'm going to leave that one out, but I'm going to keep this because it's the only time I've really shown the top part of the guitar. And I like the idea of these little circles. So basically, circles, lines, shapes, all repeated, all repeated. And then I want you to see how, maybe one more. Why not? Oops, and you, I don't want to leave you out. So now once I get to this, then I can use that technique. What I did here was I used my markers and my paint set, and I kind of just chose each section to be a different color. So like, let's say right here, I'm going to say, I see a section I want to color. I'm going to close that shape up, and I'm going to do everything inside this shape. See how it becomes a shape, an organic shape? I'm going to fill everything in here orange. Now I could also do that little watercolor technique. I could take my brush. Ooh, there was a little green left on my brush, and spread it out and fill it in. And then I'm going to choose a new color. Really up to you what you're going to do with color. So for me, I chose color, all different colors, rainbow of colors. You could choose less than that. You could do any colors. You could do warm colors. You could do cool colors. You could do just two colors. And then once you're finished your colors, I actually found places to go add little designs. So I did something like this. On the side of the guitar, I almost make it look like you can see the side of the guitar. Here we go. And then I actually wanted to kind of concentrate on a little pattern here. Let's say if I make it a curly line pattern that goes all along the side of the guitar. You do not have to do that. You don't have to do any of what I do. I just want you to think of a musical instrument, and I want you to think of it, how can you make it abstract? That means you don't just draw the picture straight like this, where it's just the guitar, although that is beautiful. Many artists draw musical instruments, but what if you just took a part of it and you just drew a part of it and you repeated parts? You could repeat the same parts, you could repeat different parts, and then you create your beautiful guitar. Can't wait to see how it comes out. All right, so you can see how it starts to look once we add colors to those different areas, and you can see I probably would not consider myself done yet. I like to color everything. I might choose some areas to leave white, like maybe I'll leave this section white right here, but everything else I'm thinking about in color. What about you when you make your choices? And think about what you want to do. At the end, what I like to do sometimes is I like to take my marker or even a paintbrush, and I love to just make some of my lines really, really dark. So I might go in like this and use my thicker marker to go make my lines thicker, and I really like the way that pops out. I could, I'll show you again. Here you go. And maybe if I'm going to leave this white, I really want it to pop out. So I'm going to get my line in there like that. Sometimes I do that with paint too. I make it darker along the edges. You can decide. That's your choice. I'm going to show you my finished piece when we meet together, and I can't wait to see yours.